Friends, this is Siri from Siri Tutor Blogs. Today we'll look into method references. Let's look into method references. And in the previous session, we have looked into predicate and function, consumer, suppliers, by predicate, by function. All these things we looked into, and we have coding examples as well for our videos. So please go refer if you miss it. Today we are going to look into method references. So let's start our coding. So we will declare an interface which has a method okay spelling mistake okay which has a method add method is there int a and int b. Okay, and then inside this method we have a static method, okay, which is named by sum, and it takes two input parameters, integer parameters, and then let's sys out the addition value. Okay, all right. Now usually there's a semicolon missing here. Okay, so we have learned in our previous videos that how to call the interface methods. Okay. The way we call this is interface dot add. Simple, right? This is how we used to call, right? Let's run it. Okay. All right. Um, so this can be called in a different way. You can say I1 equals to from the name of the class we can call it and we have to give two colons, okay, to refer to this sum, correct? Yeah. So let's get rid of this one. I just want to show you something. So when we call like this, it's referring to this. It is referring to this method directly, right? But for the method reference, this is what we have learned in the previous lesson, previous video. But for the method reference, if we have a static method here and we try to, how we can refer the method which is here. The way we do is we declare a reference here, and from this class we are going to call this method, okay, and then I1 dot add of we are going to pass the values, whatever the values are, okay. This time it's gonna call this method, not so. Yeah, the first time it's calling its own interface method, but this time it is calling this method. Okay, I hope you understand that. Let's move on to the next example. Now let's declare a class here. Let's get rid of all these things. Okay, now let's create a class here, and also this one also. Okay, we are going to create a constructor here, and then a message in the constructor, a default constructor. Yeah, something like this. And here I'm going to create abstract method which returns this sample class, this sample class. Okay, and then we say we don't have implementation, right? We are not going to implement it. This is just abstract class. Okay, and then here, coming here, let's get rid of this method. We are looking into a different example now. All right, let's create a reference for the interface. And how are we going to what this time, what are we trying to do? We are returning a sample, right? For that we have to create an object. For that we can use this keyword new. Okay, and then it is returning a sample reference object, right? So we have to create a reference of sample here, and then I dot get. Let's rerun this. Okay, if you see it, what we are doing is we are creating an object and putting it into a parent reference, and from the parent reference we are calling this get method, which in turn returns a sample. Okay, that is the another example. Sorry guys for the interruption. Yeah, so where are we? Which example are we doing? This one, right? Okay, yeah, it returns a sample, and then over here it creates a sample, and yeah, it returns a sample class. Okay, correct. I think we already finished it. Okay, now let's do with parameterized string. Okay, and this is also gonna take some string parameter, and over here we are going to create a object, and then in get method we are going to supply the value. Okay, all right, let's rerun it. Yeah, here we have to say less and s, and here just give some space for our readability. Yeah, we got it right. This is how we are going to do as a default constructor, as a parameterized constructor. Let's look into now an object. Okay, let's look into an object as well very quickly. Let's come up with a student object. Okay. Basic. They might have basic properties like roll number, marks, and age, right? And let's do a constructor here. Let's put a constructor, default constructor with fields. Okay, all right. And now this get method will return a student this time. Okay, but it will take all the three. It has to take all these three input values. Okay, not just one this time. It will take all the three and returns a student object. Okay, correct. And then here what we are going to do is let's do it the other way around first. So here, how are we going to do with the lambda expressions? We are going to input name, roll number, and marks, right? And then those are the three things which we gave. And then no, it is just roll number, name, and marks. That's it. Name. Okay, and then here we are going to create. What is it going to do? It is going to give us roll number, the same thing. Let's copy it. Okay. I don't get off. Let's give a roll number 101 and the marks are 100. Age is 12. Okay. Oh, we did not print it, right? ToString. We have to use the toString. Public string toString. Okay. Return roll number plus marks and the age. Okay. Let's rerun it. Mm. Let's put it right here itself. Okay, this is out statement. Okay. Yeah. So the other way around also we're going to see how we are going to do it. Interface I1 equals to what we are going to do is student new, which is going to create a new object, and then here what we are going to do is we are going to create a student reference, and I1.get of 102, 80 marks, and the roll number and the age is 10. There's a semicolon missing. Okay. Yeah. So this is using lambda expressions and this is using method reference. Okay. Now let's quickly jump into streams. Okay. How we can use streams, how we can use filters. Okay. Let's get rid of some stuff here. All these things. Well, let's clear this out. Okay. Now let's create. Okay, let me explain you what is streams. Streams are like it allows uh, it allows object collection of objects to iterate. Okay, we have seen so far till now, before streams we have seen list iterator, enumerator. Those are the things which we have used for iterating through the objects. Let's look into a basic example here with array list equals to new array list. Okay, let's add some values to this. Before that, let's import this statement. Okay, add of L dot add of 80. Okay. Uh, so when we declare like this, we use list iterator, right? List iterator, which takes an integer input, integer type. Okay, let's import this. I think there is something wrong in spelling. List iterator. It is giving error. Not sure. List iterator. I got it right. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to iterate has next. If there is a next value, if there is a element exists, then what we are going to do is we are going to iterate over and then put the value in a integer element, a integer reference here. And before doing that, we have to typecast it because we are getting it in a object and we have to typecast into our integer value, right? And sys out I. All right. So when we do like this, this is how we iterate through these objects, right? And we typecast it and we print it. This is how we used to do. But another way is like right now in Java 8, you can even just directly print L. Okay. What this simply does is it just iterates and displays. What if you want to do some conditional checks for each and every element? This will just give you the display of all the elements. But if you want to do the conditional checks, we have to go to this our previous example, this one, to do any kind of manipulations and for our element, right? Okay, so even that is also system.out.println. L is also another way to print the element. And from Java 8, they have introduced streams. The streams, what it does is it does the same thing how we have what we have seen here. It does the same thing, but instead of writing these many lines, it will it can be written in a single line. Okay. Let's see how. Let's see. So L dot stream dot, say for example, if we are filtering all the elements which are less than 50, give me the count. We have to use a filter, and here we have to put a predicate where the predicate value is less than 50, and what we are expecting to get a count, right? This is how we will going to write, and we're going to put it in a integer value here and just print it. No, you cannot put it in an integer value, right? Count. Why it's complaining? Typecast into int. Okay, we have to typecast it, seems. That is the problem. Again, expression parameter I cannot be redeclared. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Now let's print it. Let's print I1 here and run. So we have 3 elements which are less than 50. This one, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. See, instead of writing 4 lines of code or 5 lines of code, we have written it in a single line. That is the power of streams. Okay. Let's look into how we can sort the elements. Maybe we'll just have a look into sorting elements. Let's copy this. If not, let's rewrite it. Streams dot sorted. There is a function got sorted, and what it's gonna do is it's going to collect all the element and put the from the collectors dot to list. We'll put all the sorted elements in a to list, and when it's putting into a list, we have to print it from the list itself, right? So let's print it from the list. So let's declare a list variable here, integer list equals to, and then directly let's print it. Before that, let's import this list, and then let's print the list. Okay. So if you're not doing any operations, you can directly print like this. But if you're doing some conditional check in between for each and every element, you cannot use this one. This is just for printing. All right. Next, using our own sorting. We are not satisfied with the default sorting. How we can tackle that? Okay, we have to, if we are not satisfied, if we don't give any parameters, it will use the inbuilt default sorting which was implemented by the Java, the comparable method, right? But if we are not satisfied with the default sorting, we can come up with our own sorting technique. We can write our own sorting, right? Let's comment this. And here what we have learned in our previous previous videos are I1 and I2. We are going to pass the input values, and then the lambda expression. What we have seen is, if I1 dot compare, I'm just calling compare to I2, then collect. Okay, let's copy this one as well. We have implemented our own thing just to show you. It is intern using, why is it okay, I1 we have already used it here, right? Let's change this. I4. See, let's just to show you, it has come sorted. Okay. Now the same way, if we want to see the things in a descending order, what we can do is, we'll just put a negative value in front of I1 here and then rerun it. See, we got it in a descending order. Okay. Then if we want to get filter all the elements based on even numbers. Okay, let's write that. One even numbers, it sorts all the numbers based on even, and then it collects the objects here. Okay, dot, we have to use filter because we are putting some condition here. Okay, based on okay, I gave some input value and the lambda expression and input value for seeing if we are getting all even or not. The modular symbol has to be used. And let's see. Okay, these are the two even numbers that we got it. Okay, the same way, if we want to apply some values, if we want to apply some operations for all the elements, how we can do it, how we can tackle it. For that, we have to say dot map. Okay, dot map, and the input value, whatever the elements, and to this elements we are adding 5 to all the elements and we are printing it. See, let's remove this negative value so that we can see what is the previous value. Yeah, yeah, this is coming in a sorting, right? Okay. Here it is coming in a sorted list. No, here we are printing in a order. Here it should give us a sort. Yeah, this is sorted. And then let's not sort. Let's just print it so that let's just print. Okay. Yeah, see, for this 25 it is just adding 5 and then just printing. Okay, let's get rid of all these things we already did. Okay, then then what else is there? What else? Even we have used the comparator method, right? We can have our own comparator method. Okay, let's write our own comparator method here. Instead of using inbuilt, how we can do that? So we can directly write a comparator method here. Okay, which takes a string comparator which takes a string input and c equals to s1 comma s2. Okay, let's put a semicolon here. And here what are we trying to do is we are going to change a little bit of logic here, maybe. String means we have to take all string variables right here. Let's change it. String. Okay, let's change it to string, and let's change these values also to alphabets. Siri, Bhavani, Kumar, Vijay, and Shrikar. Okay. Now, what we'll do this time is we will find the length of the S1 and put it in one integer variable here, L1, and here we'll find a length of S2 and okay, and then we'll compare. L1 is less than L2. What are we supposed to do? If L1 is greater than less than L2, return -1. Else if L1 is greater than L2, return +1. Else return 0. Okay. All right. That is pretty much it. Now, what we can do is we'll create a list which accepts a string, and we are going to sort it based on the length. Okay, say based on length. Okay, then L dot stream dot sorted, and we have to give our own comparator reference here. refer to my logic, don't refer to the internal logic. Okay, that is what we are trying to say to the string. And just collect it and put the collectors dot to list, collectors dot to list. Okay, and let's declare a list variable here. Yeah, it's already been declared, right? And then let's just print it, this value, this whole list. Now we should be able to see it in the length, based on the length. See, Siri is 4, Vijaya is 5, Vijay is 5, Shrikar. See, based on the length it is displaying. Okay. So I'm just showing you what we can do with the streams with a single line. What are the conditions we can write? Okay. We already seen compared to, right? Comparison. What else we maybe we can we can see minimum value. Okay, let's see that minimum value. L dot streams. Okay, let's get rid of all these things. Let's see minimum value. Minimum of, we are going to give the input values here, I1, comma, it should be in the brackets, I2, and then what are we doing? Putting a lambda here, I1 dot compare to I2, and then what we are saying is get. Okay, and here minimum, it just has to return a reference. That's it. Okay. All right. Let's put it in an integer variable here. Why? Yes, it complaining. Change type min to string. Why? Why it's not liking? Yeah. So here it's gonna, because our inputs are in the form of a string, right? So that's why it's complaining that. 28, okay. Variable has to be changed here. Okay. If we do it like this, okay. Yeah, so something like this. You guys have to play with this. Let's jump in to the next example. If we put min instead of min, if we say max, let's see what it is going to give us. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. So, I think there is some caveat here in our implementation. So, you guys have to play with this and find out and debug. um, let's move on now. I don't want to get stuck with this debugging thing, but I just gave you an idea of min means is going to give you a minimum. I think it's probably going to work for the numbers instead of using it for the strings. You guys have to, it's your homework to see if it is working for integers, not for strings. Okay, that is your homework. I don't want to rewrite everything again. It will consume a lot of our time. Okay, all right then. Let's get rid of this. Now, and also to show you, a simple thing. L dot stream dot for each. Okay, and what we are trying to do is we are putting it into the out dot system dot out through a println method. Okay, so when we try to print it in this form, it will just print one after the other. Instead of printing it like this, usually if we print L in this format, it prints in a single line, right? But here it will just iterate. It will take one object one after the other and displace it like that. Let's move on. Let's use a consumer as well here. Okay, let's use the consumer now a little bit. How we can use consumers and all such things in our strings. Okay, consumer integer input value, and C equals to, I'm giving an input. What it does is it's just gonna do a square root, like do 2 into 2, if not whatever the input, I into a, that's it. It will not do, right? System dot out dot print l len of the square of, okay, is I into I. Okay, that's it. And there should be a semicolon here, and we have to import consumer here, right? We have to import a consumer here. And then what we can do is we can simply call the let's call it here. Okay, L dot streams of C. Okay, the streams have to be called this way, accept of what is the value. Okay, and remove the argument to the stream. Oh, it's not liking this for some reason. What we have to do is we have to, I think in for each it takes the argument like this. Okay, s1 dot, is there any dot? I think we can give it like this. We can try it, right? Or else we don't want it. Okay, what it does is there is a bracket missing here. No, it is C, just C, right? Okay. Mm, mm. Sorry, guys, for the interruption. Let's look into it. So, we are trying to give a consumer here, but it is not accepting it. The reason might be, I think, it is, I think we are giving an input as integer, but all the array list, the list is declared in the form of float. So, sorry guys for the interruption. So yeah, we have this, right? It's complaining, right? So what it is complaining? It is complaining that it can take only integer values, not the strings, because we are accepting strings here. So for that, let's copy this. Okay, I have declared some strings, some integers here, and see if I declare it like this, it is gone, right? Yeah. So yeah, so that is pretty much it. Uh, yeah, see, did you see that? Okay. It will take this this one, and it will print one after the other, right? In here, it is just doubling. It is taking 10 and it is multiplying twice. That is what it is doing. Okay. The same thing with here also. Okay. I hope you understand that. And next is what is left for us. Yeah, these are pretty much about streams, guys. Um, you can play with these streams. You can even do it for primitives also. Let's quickly do it for a primitive value, how the streams will work, and then we will end this session. Okay, integer I equals to, maybe if we have some primitive data types, integer primitives. Okay, all right. And then through streams, how we can print. I think it will, yeah, I is there, it's not there. I think it will not complain this time. We'll see. For each system dot out colon println. Okay. This is for integer types, primitives, I mean. So we have seen the streams with objects, with primitives, and we looked into reference methods using how to call a normal method, how to call an object without parameter, without argument, and with arguments, right? We have covered all these things. You can play with these streams, and you can explore. I hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.